Hi everyone, welcome back to Roundtable Talks. Today I'm sitting here with Pascal Parry. Thanks for joining me, Pascal.
Thank you, happy to be here.
Very good. Pascal, I'm going to get into it right away. We've experienced in our industry rapid rate increases, trying to combat inflation. What do you find is the biggest challenge as of today in the real estate industry?
Well, I think that people are scared. I think that interest rates terrify them. I think, they don't see an end in sight. They just keep going up, going up, going up. So people are very, they're afraid to pull the trigger and buy something because it's going to go up or it's going to go down and they're going to, get it at a high rate. Right. I think that people are also just being priced out of the market. Like I know they're trying to increase the interest rates so that they bring the prices down, and the prices are coming down, but not enough to combat and to equate the interest rate.
Right.
And I think that means that there's far less buyers in the market. The people that are buying need to buy. The people that are selling need to sell. And not to say there aren't buyers and sellers, but compared to average, it's, down, way down. And then I think that puts a huge strain on the rental market. As interest rates go up, so do rental prices. And I don't know how people are living in this city. When you take like a $2,500 one-bedroom apartment, you need to make $100,000 a year to do that. I mean, yeah. I don't know how many people are making $100,000 a year. Like it's, and
well,
you have to
it was
have
funny because
rates.
we had, obviously you saw in our chat today that, someone's looking for 1+1 at $3,200. And,
I know.
And we're like, wow, right? $3,200 for a 1+1. When I first got into the housing, when I bought my first house, the rates were about what we are today. Problem is that, I guess the price point is a little much different than what it was 20 years ago. But we do have different dynamics now. We have much more immigration. We're still in a lack of supply. So where do you see the market going in the sense of the future in the next 2-3 years?
Well, I do agree there is definitely a short supply. I think a big part of the issue with the immigration, yes, I think that we need bodies and we need all of this, but then, they come here and they don't necessarily, they come here on a work visa, they have $5,000 in their pocket, and that doesn't get them anything. They don't have any job history here, they don't have any credit history here, right. They don't have enough, with that, and landlords are able to be very particular because there are so many people in the rental field that they just say no. So you have to put 6 months down so that it's comfort for the landlord. Because you, again, no credit history, no job history, right. None of this. And they just can't afford it. Yeah. So I don't know where they're going to live.
And I don't think the city knows, I don't want to knock anybody on the city end of things.
City,
but
government, provincial, federal,
all
everything.
All of that, I think they're not, I don't want to make this a political debate, but I think they have to do more for not only the newcomers coming in, but existing Canadians that are finding it very difficult just to find housing. Forget about purchasing, just to find a rental.
Just to find somewhere to sleep at night.
Yeah.
That a shelter over their head that is, I was thinking about it on my drive down here today of where the state of this is going, where the city's going.
Right.
And a lot of people are leaving the city, but this city's great. I love Toronto. I couldn't see myself living outside of Toronto. I'm a big city girl.
Yeah.
And, I'm here through thick and thin, but I don't know how it's going to progress.
Now, saying that, being a Torontonian and being in real estate, like I said, you haven't been in it too long, but you've been in it long enough. What sort of advice would you give to someone that is looking to enter into the real estate industry now that you know more since you've been in it? Networking. Okay.
I would say you have to have self-initiative. You can have, the drive, you can have this, you can have that, but really it's a job that you're your own boss. Right, so you decide your hours, and you have to have that drive. You have to have that initiative in order to do it, and you have to have a network. Because if you have that drive, you have that ambition, you have all this stuff, but you don't have clients, you're still sitting there twiddling your thumbs. Yeah. So I think they go hand in hand, but almost networking is almost more expensive or more important because the rest will follow as
Pascal, I think 50% or more of our business is all the stuff that we need to do. Prospecting, networking, generating leads, going on appointments, all of that is the hard part, and to get to that point of where you're actually showing and doing offers. That to me is the easy part. I think that's where a lot of agents miss the boat on understanding how hard it is to create your network, create your sphere, communicate properly to them in order to generate leads from that. So do you like to focus on one aspect of real estate, whether that be resale, pre-con, investment, rental, or What are your thoughts?
I'm, a firm believer of never putting all of your eggs in one basket. Like, I'm here for all of your real estate needs,
Yes.
Spanning everything. I think that, going back a couple years, there were a lot of agents that just did resale that like wouldn't even touch a lease because it's, so much time, or it's this, or it's just not worth it. Like, you're only getting X amount. And then you have the agents that have been doing leases all along that they're the ones laughing now because the market has shifted.
Right. And they have consistency in their business right now, I guess. So saying that, like, what do you find in our industry most people misunderstand about our real estate industry?
I think that the general population has a really, realtors have a very bad reputation.
Yes.
And I'm working really hard to change one mind opinion at a time.
Yeah.
But even I work with realtors and I'm like, ooh. But I think that people think that it's just like super easy money, like, oh, you went on one showing and you put in an offer and that's it and you just get paid. Like, they don't see the hours of legwork and like the amount of work that you do that, then it falls apart and you get nothing for it.
Right.
Because realistically, I only get paid when it happens, when it comes to fruition. So there's so much stuff that goes under the radar that you don't see. And again, all of the prospecting, all of the lead generation, all of the marketing, all of this stuff that comes with it that's behind the scenes that people don't see and they don't appreciate what goes in.
So I guess saying that, you're here because you find the benefit of being at UCR, but I think it's important, I guess, for agents when they're coming into the industry to really take the time to focus on what brokerage will be a best fit for them to help further their career.
For sure. And, it's interesting. I've spoken with multiple agents, actually at the summer fiesta. Oh, why did you end up here? Why is this? And there was one lady that I was speaking with, and she's like, it's their access. I was interviewing different brokerages, but I didn't believe that they had the access that I was looking for.
Access, you meaning pre-construction?
Pre-construction access. You could, every brokerage says they do, or most of them claim they do, and not everybody really does.
Right.
So I know that's something that stands apart here. I also think, I love our Monday morning meetings or the one-on-one aspect of it. I really feel like you take the time, and it's not just I'm not just a number on the book.
Yeah.
So I feel like we're a family over here.
Very good. And I think that's what I hear all the time about Union Capital Realty.
Is that it's family?
It's family.
It is.
Where do you see yourself in the next year or so, business-wise?
Oh, well, I will be here. Hopefully, my career will just grow and grow and grow.
Yeah.
And, I'm going to adapt with it.
It takes time, right?
Yeah. I would say, personally, I'm making the transition from a condo to a house, which I think is very exciting growing up in the world.
Yes.
Super excited about that in my garden.
Yes.
And, I'm very excited.
And when's that house going to be ready?
Oh, I don't even know.
What's your recommendation if a buyer says, Pascal, we want to buy this house and we want to renovate it?
Don't live in it while you're doing it. I know when I renovated my condo, I renovated my kitchen when I first moved in, and my bathroom was literally my kitchen sink and my bathroom sink and my everything
I've
for
been there multiple times.
3 months.
Yes.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
I think that prepare for the unexpected.
Yes.
Which we're kind of at a standstill right now, so it's hurry up and wait.
Yes.
Things will always take a lot longer than you anticipated, and will probably cost a lot more than you anticipate. So it's, in terms of budgeting, I also think you have to be really on top of it.
Right.
If you're just going to let it go to the wayside and wait for it to happen, it's not going to happen. Yeah, I'd say when you're looking at renovating a house, when you buy a house that's already renovated, it's turnkey, but it's to somebody else's tastes.
Yeah.
Not necessarily yours. I'm sure it's beautiful taste, but not necessarily your, where you want this light fixture, what kind of closet you want. And then, whereas if you buy something to renovate,
Can I cut you off for a minute?
Please.
So that's good. That's a good point, because when you're determining value, just because someone puts in something that could be expensive, it may not be very attractive to the masses.
For sure.
Right. So, I think you got to be careful on when you are doing renovations or improvement to sell your home. It has to be as generic as possible, because you're putting black granite that costs you X amount of dollars. That may not be attractive to 9 out of the 10 people, and they don't see the value in it.
Now, also, so when you're buying an already renovated house, then you're paying a premium for that
Absolutely,
too.
for sure.
Right, so something renos that costs $300,000 or $200,000 or however many.
It's probably at least double.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So you got to you have to be mindful of that for sure.
Yeah.
Fun thing.
Okay. Oh.
Favorite movie of all time.
Oh,
Doesn't have to be real estate related.
Oh, it's definitely not real estate related.
You don't like Glengarry Glen Ross? You probably never heard of it.
Never even heard of it. I would say my 2 favorite movies that I can just watch on repeat. Well, I really like The Hangover.
Very good.
Really like Superbad.
Saw that last week.
Oh, so good. So good. I love, we've been watching a lot of like Men in Black on repeat. Something
Okay.
that, you know, we can watch consistently all the time.
Now you're giving me 3, so let's narrow it down to 1.
I'm gonna go The Hangover.
Yes.
Yeah.
Favorite character in it?
No, they're all really good. I would say maybe Wolfpack Allen just because he's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
And awkward,
Yeah.
and I love it, and he makes me cringe.
Yes.
But no, I would definitely.
I agree with you. Well, listen, Pascal, I want to say thank you for joining me today.
My pleasure.
Hope you like what you heard today. Make sure to subscribe to this channel. Until next time, enjoy.